All right, welcome to the long run. I'm Joel.
And I'm Christy.
And this is our live stream. Now, this is our budget goals live stream. And we don't normally do a budget goals live stream. We normally do it as a regular video. But we didn't have time this time because we've been out of town. If any of you know, we've been out of town with our see our new grandbaby. Mm-hmm. And so we have time to do a video. So we decided to do it as a live stream.
Yes.
Right?
It's actually going to be budget and health goals, but we'll do the health goals toward the end. This Celebrate balloon is why we were late getting started, because the balloons were attached to the chair I was sitting in.
Yeah.
If you saw our community post yesterday, you know that Joel is celebrating. Yesterday, he was celebrating exactly 10 years since he started working for Chick-fil-A in one restaurant or another, because he's moved a couple of times. But yeah, so they were celebrating that he had worked for the company that long. Okay.
Yep.
All right. And that's why that is in the picture.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started.
Okay. All right. So we always start with Joel's.
Yeah.
So
health goals.
No, we're starting with, oh, that's right. We're starting with budget goals.
Budget goals, okay.
Just said that, and then I totally forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Cecilia. How are you doing?
All right.
So budget
so
goals.
No spend days. We had a goal for 15 days in February, and we did 17 days in February. So yay.
Yay.
Did that pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good because normally we add one to it. So like if we say we're going for 15 in a month and we get 15, then the next month we add one to it and say we're going for 16. March is going to be a hard one for us.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to set a goal for 16, but we may not get it just because we've been out of town.
Yeah, we've already been out of town for
a few days. So
yeah, a few days, and I guess you could technically say we could have had no spend days while we were on the trip, but we kind of we bought stuff while we were there.
Yep.
That was to help set them up for success when we left, because our little mini was a little early, and so they didn't have very many groceries in their house.
Yep.
And they had some things that they needed just for the baby and stuff like that, which the baby's fine. She wasn't that early. They just didn't expect it to be that early. Yep. And so, so we bought them groceries. We bought them. So technically maybe some of that could have been no spend, but I think every time that we went to the store for them, we also got a coffee or something. So it wasn't really a no spend. So, So anyway, we'll see how that pans out by the end of the month. We basically made these goals 2 days before she was born, not knowing that we were immediately going to be thrown into not actually doing half the stuff on our list. So we're going to give ourselves a ton of grace in March.
Yep. Okay, for our sinking funds, we have several different sinking funds that we try to put money into each month. Emergency fund, our car fund, our gifts fund, and our travel fund. Hey, Leisure, we didn't put any money into those this month in February. We did put money into our car insurance fund, though, because we do that every month.
Right.
Put money into that.
If you've been around for a while, you know that a lot of the sinking funds we fund with bonuses that Joel gets, and because people tend to spend less money in restaurants in January and February, he tends not to get any bonuses for 2 months. So yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We should be back on track soon. People will start going to the restaurants again after they get past the diet and saving money thing that they do every year. Got to save money from the amount of money they spend at Christmas, and then got to save calories from the amount of food they ate at Christmas. So
yep. Our grocery total for last month was $294.93. So we came under $300 so it's out of a budget of $600 for 3 adults. So
Yeah.
we felt like that was pretty good. That's the first time in a few months that we haven't been trying that we've been under $300. So
Yeah. I don't remember what it was in February that made that happen. It's been a long time. But the video that was supposed to go up Monday was a video where I meal plan for every week of February, like all the fill-in hauls, so that y'all can see how I do that when I do fill-in hauls. And so that there's probably an indicator in there to why we spent so little in February.
Yep.
But we actually didn't spend much for March either. But there's an explanation for that, and it's basically that we decided, since we didn't know when little Minnie was going to come, we didn't want to waste any food, so we bought we basically were doing like a pantry freezer challenge. We bought very little food that was new and we used stuff we already had.
Yep.
And so we just didn't buy a lot for that reason. So expect the April one to make up for this, because we'll actually have used up a lot of our stuff.
Yeah.
And also it's also, like I said earlier, we bought like our son and daughter-in-law groceries for their house and stuff. So our grocery, while we did really good on our 1 month haul for ourselves and our house, when you add that to it, yeah, we're pretty much where we normally are.
Yep. Yep. So for household essentials, that's the balance of that goes to our household essentials. So that was $305.07.
Oh, and just a note, they live in Tennessee, and y'all know we live in Florida. And so we were buying groceries or gas and stuff like that and going, man, Florida is expensive.
Yeah.
Tennessee will make you go, oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, that was pretty much all of our budget goals. We didn't, like we said, we didn't accomplish much, but
Yep.
you know. And I will say, I don't know when you'll see this or anything, but Joel did get a gift for his 10-year anniversary, which is for him to, like, basically they pay for a vacation of our choice. And so we don't know when we'll be taking that or anything like that, but it won't be costing us anything to our own bank accounts. So if we take a nice vacation in the future, we didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
We're still trying to figure out what that's going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and look at our health goals.
Hey, you all be sure to throw in any goals that you have. We'd love to hear them.
We really would. So for me, I have a sub 20-minute 5K goal. I want to run a 5K in less than 20 minutes. So that's a goal of mine. I've got a race coming up on May the 4th that I'm going to be. May the 4th be with you. So I'm training for that right now. That'll be coming up just about a couple months.
Let me say, it was a blessing to us, and maybe that's why our groceries have been so cheap lately. It was God was helping make sure that we had extra grocery money.
Yep.
So yeah.
I want to do a PR for a half marathon. I haven't got that yet. I tried one in January and didn't achieve. So I'll try again probably later in the year, probably towards December. I'll sign up for a half marathon, because you're not going to make a half marathon personal record in July. Just not. It's just too hot. So I'll do that later in the year. 12 books in 2024.
You skipped one.
Oh, no Dr. Pepper days or no soda days. I did, my goal was 11 days, and I did 12 last month. Not really off to a good start this month, but there's still time. We'll see. I'm going for 12 days in March. All right, so 12 books in 2024. I read in February. I finished Turn the Ship Around, which I was supposed to read for January. So I finished that, and then I also read a trash book, what we call trash reading, which is just reading for fun. It's called The Southern Lawyer. It was pretty good. It took me a minute to get into it, but once I did, it was pretty good. Finished it pretty early. Finished both those books pretty early in the month. So even with only 29 days in the month. So was glad I got those done. My book for March is going to be a book. It's a personal growth book. It's called Elevate Your Leadership, a 30-day challenge. So I'm almost done with that. I'm on, I think, day 22 today, and it's only the 14th in the month. So kind of reading ahead, trying to stay ahead on those as well. So, and then core workouts 3 times a week. Haven't done those yet. I just need to work them into my schedule, into my daily routine, and hopefully they'll be a little more easier to come by.
Okay.
So those are my health goals for the month. What you got?
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tell you that none of this stuff has been accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for March. February, I started focusing on having protein first in my meal, and then like I could have other things, but like protein and veggies and before carbs and stuff. And the idea is just that builds muscle, gives you more energy, and helps you feel full. And so I did that some in February. I think I really started toward the middle of the month. I was doing really well, and I was also like taking tuna packets and things like that with me to, like, if we went to theme parks, places like that, so that I would eat that instead of a restaurant meal, things like that. And I was doing pretty good. And of course, while we were on the trip, but I'm trying to get back into the habit of putting that first. While we were on the trip, we just like packed up our stuff so fast that I didn't take things like that. There were some meals where I did that even while we were on the trip, but not all. And so it's still just doing it 100% of the time, or at least 90% of the time, that I'm still working on getting in that habit. But I'm getting there. As far as walking, as far as exercise goes, walking every day, I wanted to get 10,000 steps a day, and I averaged 11,733 steps per day.
Yay.
Yay. I'm happy with that. This month, I want to focus more on strength training, and also this machine here as a form of exercise. It's not that I don't want to do the steps, but I want to do I want that to be more of a focus, and I'm trying to get in that habit so that it's not just one or the other. It's not just walking and no strength training, or just strength training and no walking. So I'm trying to make that a habit. And I have been a little off track since we got back from the trip, because with it, we came back to sinus problems. Yep. Because the allergy risk in our area is high right now. So we're dealing with stuffy noses and headaches. He's got the headache. I got the stuffy nose.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm trying to get back because I want to go outside and physically walk. The temperatures here are fantastic right now. Barely hitting the low 80s, but the low is not lower than the 60s, which means when you get out there to walk at 6 or 7 o'clock in the morning, it's perfect. Mm-hmm. So trying to get so that I can get the walk in and then come back and do the strength training 3 days a week and do the Peloton the 3 other days. And then 1 day would be just walking. But like I said, hadn't done much of anything since I got back because I've just been like, there. Y'all know it. Y'all know it's tiring holding a baby for a couple of hours. We got lots of pictures of us sitting there just sleeping with a baby in our arms. So we came back kind of exhausted in a good way. Anyway, so I'm going to work on that. Hopefully I'll have something like just a pattern figured out before April comes. We'll see. And we still have our goal to eat out breakfast only once a week, except for our goal meeting week. And we're doing pretty good with that. We're only doing once a week. Taking snacks to the park. I'm doing great with that. He never agreed to that one, so he's not doing that. The only time that we will, that I will go ahead and eat what everybody else is eating is if we do one of the Epcot festivals, because we would be doing taste test videos for his channel. So, but we only do that like once every couple of months. So, books. February was my trash reading book was called Divine Strike. March is called Thinner, Leaner, Stronger. And I can't think of what his name is. What does that say? Michael Matthews. Michael Matthews is the author. And from what I understand, I've only gotten about 40 pages into the book because I had not picked out my book before little Minnie was born. So that means I didn't get my book picked out and then my Kindle was in the coffee table uncharged. So it didn't get charged up till we got home. And so I've only gotten about 40 pages since we got home of it done. But from what I understand, this book is about how to strength train for females. So since that's something I want to do this month, that focusing on actually reading a book about it is, a good idea. Definitely.
Yep.
Definitely. I totally give up sleep again for that. It was funny. We got the call and we got packed and dressed as fast as we could. And it's a 10-hour drive. And 3 hours after we started driving, she was born. So we weren't there, but nobody was except the two of them. Yep. Because when she decided it was time, she didn't play around.
Nope. It was time.
It was time. So anyway, that is all my books. That's all my goals. Hopefully I'll have everything. I'm being a little too vague with them, and I got to figure out a more, what's the word? Defined. What defines achieving your goal? I need to figure out that so that I can actually do better with what I'm saying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty long drive.
Yeah.
Pretty long drive up there.
Yep. We did. We went straight through.
Yep.
We didn't get there until like
10 o'clock that night.
10 o'clock that night. And we got to go in and then like stay for like 30 minutes because, it was already late. So we went home and checked on the dog and the cats because they had been home alone all day.
Yep.
Well, that's not quite correct. Megan's mom went by and checked on them earlier in the day, but like it was still time for the dog to go out and stuff. So we were able to take care of that for them. Okay. And they were released the next day. They don't hold mamas and babies as long as they used to.
Yep.
So, yep.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was short and sweet.
That's right. So if you're going to be watching on the replay, drop us some comments below and let us know what your goals are. And as we say, it's never too late to set up goals that you want to reach for yourself, whether they're weekly, monthly, yearly, however you want to do it. They can, you can get those done. Yep. They're out fast. That's
really
correct.
do. And then like they used to like keep you like for 2 days or whatever, and then they didn't want to see the baby for a whole week, and now it's like very next day.
Yep.
Bring the baby in for the first appointment.
Yep.
So yeah, definitely different. Whoops. Sorry.
Mhm.
Okay.
All right. Well, I think that's going to do it today for our live stream, budget goals, health goal recap summary from February. Thank you all for joining us today. Those of you who've been in the chat today, we appreciate it. Thank you for joining us on our video today. And like I said, if you're joining us on the replay, don't forget to like, give us a big thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and we love to have you here in our little community. But thank you for joining us today. That's going to do it today. For the long run, I'm Joel.
I'm Christy.
Don't forget it's a long run. Give yourself a little grace.
Thank you.